You ever seen somebody walk into an airport like they own the place? I'm talking full on, this is my world, you're just living in it energy. Yeah, buckle up, because I'm about to tell you about the meltdown that had the whole terminal buzzing for weeks. Picture this, it's a Monday, airports are packed, shoulder to shoulder, people are juggling their phones, their coffees, backpacks sliding off one arm, everyone praying their flight leaves on time or honestly just leaves them behind so they can go back to bed. Then in struts, this woman, let's just call her Karen for the sake of the story, in heels, loud enough to echo off every gate window, sunglasses bigger than her attitude, and a look on her face that says, "Rules are for other people." She breezes right past the security line like it's a velvet rope, at some exclusive club, brandishing her boarding pass like Charlie with a golden ticket, except nobody around her is clapping. In fact, the folks in line are practically rolling their eyes out of their skulls, some muttering under their breath, others reaching for their phones, just in case things go viral, because you know what, these days you just never know. But Karen, she's laser focused. She's on a mission. She gets right up to the TSA checkpoint, and before anyone can blink, she's standing up at the front like she just teleported there. "Excuse me, ma'am," the line starts back there, says a TSA agent, cool as the other side of the pillow. Karen whirls around offended, like the universe personally slighted her, and snaps, "I don't have time for this. My flight leaves in 17 minutes. She checks her designer watch with all the urgency of someone who thinks time bends to her will. Now the TSA agent's seen it all. He just leans in and says, "Ma'am, we can't let you skip the line. Security procedures are mandatory." You could almost hear the gears grinding in Karen's brain, her jaw on the floor, the entire line now transformed into a front row seat at the drama show nobody bought tickets for. She throws down the gauntlet. "I demand to speak to your supervisor." Suddenly, everybody's got their phones out. People whispering. This is going straight on TikTok, and there's even a kid with a backpack just staring at her like he's watching wildlife in the Serengeti. The agent doesn't flinch. He's probably got a mental bingo card for this kind of thing, and just like that, Karen's life turns upside down. "Ma'am, you're being pulled for a secondary screening." You could see the color drain from her face like someone just told her pumpkin spice season was canceled. "What? Why?" Her voice cracks, reaching that register only dogs and annoyed gate agents can hear. The people in line are invested now, some giggling, some shaking their heads, and the TSA agent with the world's most patient poker face says, "It's standard procedure. Everyone has to comply." Karen looks like she's deciding between going full Godzilla or just dissolving into the tile. But the choice gets made for her when they start escorting her toward the special screening area. And let me tell you, the crowd is eating it up. She tries to whip out her phone to live stream her injustice, but plot twist, airport Wi-Fi wasn't invented for Karens in crisis. People around her are now laughing, snapping surreptitious photos, and you can feel this crazy cocktail of shock, secondhand embarrassment, and way too much amusement. Now you'd think this was the end, but the universe, or maybe karma, was just getting warmed up. She realizes she's going to have to take off her shoes. And these aren't just any shoes. "Oh no, they're designer," she proclaims with spiritual energy. The TSA agent doesn't even blink, just points at the scanner like, "Ma'am, please." Karen stares at the belt like it's a personal insult, and then she just loses it, shrieking, "This is humiliation. My children will never forgive you." Passengers are failing to stifle laughter, exchanging looks like, "Yep, full Karen mode activated." And just when you thought the show was over, Karen's day goes from bad to Shakespearean tragedy. In the special screening area, that infamous land of forgotten water bottles and suspicious electronics, she dumps her handbag out on the table like she's expecting someone to find a winning lottery ticket in there. Out spills an entire makeup kit, 2 bottles of perfume, a half-eaten protein bar, and I kid you not, a tiny unicorn hairbrush. She shrieks at every item like the TSA agent is robbing her. "This is private property," she wails as if the agent has just pinched her stash of glitter gel. The agent, barely holding back a smirk, tells her to follow instructions. Instructions? I give my instructions, Karen bellows, passport held high like it's the torch from the Statue of Liberty. People outside the glass are losing their minds, one guy filming another, whispering, "Is she about to start a civil war with airport security?" The suspense is real. You could cut the tension with a boarding pass. Now comes the scanner, shoes off, belt off, her little bottle of hand sanitizer gets confiscated. She's flailing, mourning her designer shoes. "This is cruel and unusual," she cries. Security is totally unbothered, just shuffles her shoes along the belt. Karen goes full opera spinning like she's about to take a bow, almost knocks over a tray of confiscated items. "Are you trying to humiliate me?" she screams as the metal detector beeps like it's part of the soundtrack. "Beep, beep, beep, my pearls, my spiritual pearls," she wails, clutching a necklace that could pay off my student loans. The agents exchange looks. You can tell they've hit level Karen. People in line are placing imaginary bets, whispering, "Do you think she's ever been through a body scanner? This is better than Netflix." But then here comes the twist. TSA opens her carry-on and finds a giant unmarked bottle of what she calls her elixir of youth. She shrieks, "That's my elixir!" The agent just raises an eyebrow. "Ma'am, this is against airport regulations." She nearly topples the entire security table, alarms blaring, lights flashing, and now the entire terminal turns like, what on earth did we just walk into? Passengers are openly filming now. Even the flight attendants who wandered back from a coffee break are like, did we miss the season premiere? The TSA agent, not missing a beat, says, "You're going to need to explain this to airport police." Karen freezes. You can see the horror set in the color draining from her cheeks. "Are you threatening me with the law?" She's waving her hands like she's conducting a symphony. Her stuff scattered everywhere, alarms still chirping. At this point, she's demanding to speak to the head of TSA, the head of the airport, maybe even the president if she can get him on the line. The spectacle's so over the top, some folks are taking bets on how long she can keep it up. But then here's where things go from viral video to legend status. The police inform her as gently as possible that she's not going anywhere until the screening is done. Karen looks like she's been struck by lightning. "You mean my flight could leave without me?" And in a last desperate attempt to regain control, she tries to make a break for it. I kid you not, she tries to dash past the officers, but her oversized purse gets snagged on a trash bin, and she goes down in a flurry of snack shoes and that fabled elixir, all skittering across the terminal floor. People erupt, some laughing, others gasping, one guy even clapping like he just witnessed the Super Bowl. Karen scrambling, trying to collect her dignity and her stuff, shouting, "You can't film me. This is defamation." The agents just look at each other like, yeah, good luck with that. Then beep, 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 the metal detector goes off again. Karen freezes, clutches her pearls, wails, "No, not my spiritual pearls." Security calmly waves her through, does one last check of her magic potion. The verdict: not dangerous, just weird. The agent hands it back with a, "You're free to go. Karen and I wish you could see this." Throws her hands in the air. "I will not be silenced. And then for once she runs out of words. Then, right as the gate agent calls for final boarding, the entire crowd cheers. She marches off, still muttering about spiritual energy and dignity, leaving a trail of dropped lipstick, half a granola bar, and a legend behind her. And as she disappears down the jetway, one TSA guy leans over to his buddy and says, "I don't know whether to arrest her or subscribe to her YouTube channel." And that's how the terminal went back to normal. But trust me, the story of Karen lives on in phone videos, on social media, and in every group chat that's ever been stuck in an airport. Somewhere up there, I bet she's still plotting her next drama, maybe in the middle seat, shoes off, pearls askew. So let me ask you, whose side are you on here? Should rules ever bend for someone like Karen, or does a little public embarrassment keep us all humble? Drop your thoughts down below, share your own wild airport stories, or let me know if you think justice was served. And hey, if you had a good laugh, hit subscribe. It keeps me going, and you won't want to miss the next round of real-life drama where karma gets the final word. I'll see you in the next story where justice might just come with a side of popcorn.